Good evening, viewers, and welcome to today's edition of the news. First, let's take a look at the headlines. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma inaugurates Rs 4 crore Pine Home Eco-Sustainable Project in Southwest Khasi Hills, highlights sustainable design and local innovation. Shillong Municipal Board relocates 86 hawkers from Laitumkra and 5 Brigade areas to designated vending spaces at Dhankheti and Brightwell Bungalow. Restaurant at Fort Furlong temporarily closed after food safety inspection finds prima facie violations. Centre to constitute High Part Committee on Banking Reforms to support Viksit Bharat Vision, says Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. And the BJP announces a new national office bearers with 13 vice presidents and 8 general secretaries. PM Modi congratulates new team. First, here are the local news. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma today inaugurated the Pine Home Eco-Sustainable Project at Mau Langvir village in southwest Khasi Hills and remotely inaugurated Thwa Longwar Open Air Museum at Mau Sanram. The Rs 4 crore Pine Home project, funded by the state government through Meghalayan Age Limited, was built by local professionals using sustainable architectural designs and technologies from Slovakia. Addressing the gathering, Sangma said the project combines sustainable local knowledge and modern innovation with features including natural heating, recycled materials and rainwater conservation.
We also extend our gratitude. This short film will take you behind the scenes and economically vibrant Meghalaya. The international design partners.
Why is this project so amazing and so beautiful? It's because it is one of a kind. We have always used the word sustainability, eco-friendly, in all the possible ways that we can. But it is never meant or really never implemented to the core, if I may. So it's very easy to say, oh, let's have a eco-friendly homestay. But at the end of the day, we end up using cement, we end up using bricks, we end up using rods, we end up using so many things that actually are not making it sustainable in the true sense. And why this project is different and amazing is because at every core of what this project looks like, feels like, and has been designed and made is to the core, as I said, sustainable. And that is because the materials that are used in this, have been specifically designed to have that sustainability aspect. The design of the building has been looked at from the sustainability aspects.
The Shillong Municipal Board today implemented its hawker relocation plan in Laitumkra following the expiry of the August 17 deadline. SMB officials, with support from Darbar Shnong Laitumkra, Seng Longkme and police, relocated 86 roadside hawkers and vendors from Laitumkra and 5 Brigade areas to designated vending spaces at Dhankheti and Brightwell Bungalow. Of the Laitumkra vendors, 30 received certificates of vending for Dhankheti, while 78 were issued COVs for Brightwell Bungalow. SMB CEO PK Boro said alternative vending spaces have been arranged and the vendors cooperated with the relocation. He said a 1-month notice has been issued to vacate the area. MLA Dr. M. Ampreen Lingdo welcomed the development. The removal drive marks the implementation of the SMB's relocation plan for hawkers in Laitumkra.
Here too, we have got 86 hawkers. All will be repeated in Dan Kitty and Bradwell Banglo. Everything is arranged, everything has been done. They are obeying, they are complying, they are cooperating with us. No, this is not about 1 day, 2 days, and all. We have issued already the relocation notice, giving them 1 month time. And today is the day for their relocation.
Ladaka government kam pasngap ngatangi hapsim da koi kasenjam ban ya kam sakmat no ya ban ya kun kadai ka hok jong kini sia ki bala shong da propose nam namar mdei tang baki ong bakim don lat shawai re kini sia ki long kemi ki basong ki bam yo lai sanam ki la dei ka kala dei ka sap ka jong ki ka baki la im be hang tai ka baki la panya yeng da ki propose nam takim don lat shawai bakum kini kum karta jong li email ngatai im don bor ira ban ong malai pat janong man ni haban ya kun bak ni haban sim da koi ka senjam ni haban ya da koi ka lenti makanaro tang da ka hok kadai ban yo ni haban banjur maka por ka basofi ba kani ka professional town banding committee kirai ki babi nang tay kaba longlongo bat kabalong sofi ha yang ikum ki member jang ka PTVC namar baling ya keren da koi haka committee kita ki proceeding ki ba ai pat next pat ki wanda kumbai barabar nyong pet ha ka tukas nga kham keren ra kampa nga kham keren kampa na kan yang jongi kasengi kham keren kampa snow ha pan kala kita ki sti bat pan poi hangi tang ya ka taru kim pan poi ra bat ni request nyong so pha ki we ki state lei ya kani ka town banding committee ki bo da ka video recording bangin tip ba kham suk ya kitu ki brio ki batrai ha po municipal ha ba ki 8 minutes kin pet ya kitu ki recording ba mano baong ha ka tukas ngi kai tang ya ka taru kim tre.
Deputy Commissioner Food Safety Enforcement DBS Mukim today said a restaurant at 4th Furlong was temporarily closed after an inspection found prima facie violation of food safety regulations. She said the establishment had a valid license, but further action will depend on the inspection report. Mukim also confirmed that a viral video showing utensils being washed in the Waumkra River was linked to the restaurant. She said inspection will continue and repeat violators could face permanent closure and fines.
Em đi vẫn xả này đâu cần đi đến vẫn xả này cần đi đến mà anh đi đến đi xuống chợ hai này bị được
Kumbaga pawiyang tuha social media ti ka jabo adwo ka la penkenyi ki kendon jong ka food safety at kani ka lalong ka very serious matter ti nakaliang jong ka Commissioner of Food Safety nila shutdown try ka temporarily nang wanyo banle yaki badon kambaro at kum ka protocol as prescribed da ka FSCCI. Ngadang ab baki niki food safety officer ken wan raeng ay ka report jongki ke iga jing lab jongki ke iga jing shem jongki te ngan sala ban pet pede ke iga kat nupor ni laban puton ho kadai na tu restaurant ho iya satiar satu shawa amkramok tu gede go amkra menne tinga ngadang let tangkatu ko ina marba ka Pi kam day ka basok man sulit supit man sumi ban let kiwi TM nomor ka kam jungi kam long kumta ni haban ya detail ya ki jingron kam kat kum basya kan tingi na takadaw kan simpo dingi bangin le batang ko inspection room.
The newly constructed Nongstoin Mau 8 road has reportedly developed cracks and damaged stretches soon after completion, despite repeated repair attempts by the executing company. The affected portions extend from Nongdain, Nongpendeng to 23-kilometer stretch. The Risyang Bridge has also deteriorated, with holes and damaged portions posing risks to commuters. The HYC Mau 8 Circle and HYC West Khasi Hills District representatives met the PWD Roads Nongstoin executive engineer and urged immediate repair. The executive engineer said the bridge is beyond repair and a new bridge will be required, assuring that the matter will be taken up with the concerned authorities.
Tangjot yang kesurok kebar play keluar nama soal semodong. Jadi bagi bila yuk kan gaji jor kedang sebab kurang hutang di mana nak kita balik penduk ban ikat di office bah kita ban keren bat halai no ban repair kam kloy dia kan eka surok kenang bahkan eka surok kanam jor bun susu yang nesa kemat Kebat ulah yang keren seni bah banyak yang kopi seruk kanam tak kena kabanta saya simkia bat kelar ban yakin kena surok bakanam jor su bun su nang sukmat ndai reflect bat kena surok ru nilai keren syai bah kadon kata maintenance kabah ka kinsayo ru ikoi ka orang nak golbang nak pentaban isu pentrai nasional kan bah yakin ki Jaka belajar jangkan ke surau ke arkelai kilometer.
Several NGOs, including the JNC, KSU, JSU, HSYF and FKJGP, held a sit-in near the statue of Uwo Kyang Nangba at the Deputy Commissioner's premises today, demanding cancellation of Shri Cement project. The protesters later burnt photographs of Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister and other elected representatives condemning the government's of the project and the July The NGOs alleged that force was used against people from Ilaka Nongkle and Ilaka Stunga and claimed that opponents were not given an opportunity to participate in the hearing. They also questioned the government, ordered enquiry and demanded cancellation of the public hearing. The organizations warned of further agitation if their demands are not addressed.
Kewa cakni ke Tan East Gentia Hills, naduk ke Ilaka Nongkle, haduk ke Ilaka Sutengah. Deman yu ke jinglek bor haduk kata-kata ya kewa percak ya ke public hearing, dak hanglat iki celuti don hi, bat dak klok lewat yau suruk kenang lek yu poy cakata ke tau. Tekani hi ke jinglek yang ke sarkar man go kaya kewa myu priang delele hapo East Gentia Hills district. Kata tak ke kubor kau ikwa upha cak sarkar. Wato mhoy ulek bor kamni klaim da ap ya kasur yang pajba ada ku nyomben pi ya kasur yang pajba kadwa ka Meghalaya state pollution control board nawan khut go ya ka public hearing na benta waro open siaw ya kasur open siaw ya ka jingsiaw yang ki kaya kata ka jengmut yang ki ha ka tu ka public hearing andai penban yu ka sarkar da khanglat go lang ba ka penem kam bekala ya ki force hadu kata hadu wa ki pajba am yo nat lagi poy cha kata tau da khamtam nawan le plus wa watang ki bai tau yang kita tahu, yang kita nongrep, lem mi penbaik, pergi ke jingi kumar, pergi arki ilaka, lem mi penbaik, hendak ke sarkar dang ilat go ya kanika serismen penman yebor, lene penlai baik yebor, ya kanika public hearing, hendak imin tibi ke ya ke jingi to ke sarkar wa ke serismen hendak tangwa kenihi, pau go sebertha go to ke jinglek bor, ke kamten ni de le ila de penpau ke jing siau siang ni de penrem ila ya ke sarkar, MDE itu wa de le bor go ya kam kiniki kam ke kam ke jingkerpat le tohi kam ke diman le tohi mohode uja kam kini ki jingle bor hapo ke district hau em kini ki public hearing le ni kinu ki benta yang pajba
Stunga Saipung MLA Santa Mary Shilla has informed unemployed youths and students of East Gentia Hills about the Meghalaya State Skill Development Society's recruitment drive Phase 2 under the CM Skill Mission. The drive will offer job opportunities in sectors including manufacturing, healthcare, customer support and driving. The recruitment drive will be held on August 18th at ITI Clariat August 19th at Laturke Secondary School and August 21st at Lomshnong Community Hall. Shilla has urged the youth of Stunga, Saipung and the district to make use of the opportunity and come forward to explore employment opportunities provided through the government initiative.
Mango kalat o corridor bha na kabanta uyo pi kalat kamai bat balla hake banta ke wo pher kamka manufacturing, healthcare, customer support, driving ki kam ke wo pher ngaka pat joro ki khanro wa hap hapo ka constituency nga Sio bhalai cha kani ka recruitment drive dauman ngo hakini kisni rakat pratrik akas hapo ka ITI cleared campus kaknetrik akas mango hapo ka Laturke Secondary School aku witrigo akas mango hapo ka Lomshnong Community Hall ngakarpat leo yapi sio bhawan ra yakini ki documents kam ka Aadhaar card ka school certificate yung pi waka experience certificate waki kot kisla wm kam nagamanta kani ka recruitment drive skill bhai mi batchim kani ka kabuk sian waka sarkar dapanyo ko pi kalat kuluti nagamanta ka lawe yung pi.
West Khasi Hills Deputy Commissioner Hema Nayak has urged students and job seekers to participate in the Skills Meghalaya Recruitment Drive 2026 organised by MSSDS. The recruitment drive will be held across Shalang, Remulyang, Ramrai, Nongstoin and Maushanrut from August 19th to 28th. Youth who have passed Class 8 and above can register for employment opportunities in the sectors including healthcare, construction, hospitality, transport, manufacturing, automotive and beauty. Job seekers can register at the venues or the nearest BDO office and have been advised to bring the required documents.
Meghalaya Skill Development Society will be organizing its recruitment drive phase 2 under CM Skills Mission in West Khasi Hills district as well. As we are all aware, the phase 1 of the recruitment drive was very successful, where over 150 candidates had got the job opportunities, and this time also more than 6,000 job opportunities are being presented in this phase 2 across India and also abroad. And these are in various fields like healthcare, hospitality, manufacturing, driving, construction, wellness, and also the customer centers, etc. And even the class 8 pass students also have various opportunities under this phase 2 recruitment drive. This will be conducted across the district in all the 5 CNRD blocks such as Nongstoin, Maushanrut, Ramrai, Remulyang and also Shalang. This will be conducted in the Darbar halls near the block headquarters, and the dates and venues will be shared with you all. Government of Meghalaya and also the district administration of West Khasi Hills district, we are fully committed in bringing the various employment opportunities to you all. And I request all the eligible candidates to come prepared along with the relevant documents and credentials and make the best use of it. And this is for MSSDS recruitment drive phase 2, where the opportunity.
And now let's take a look at the stories from the region. Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma today released interim financial assistance of ₹15,000 each to nearly 1 lakh flood-affected families in Sivasagar, Golaghat, Jorhat and Charaideo districts. He said floodwaters have receded and relief and rehabilitation efforts have been intensified. A rapid damage assessment is underway with around 36,000 families assessed so far and losses estimated at nearly 450 crore rupees. The survey will continue till August 31st with total losses expected to exceed 1,000 crore rupees. The Chief Minister appealed to the affected families to participate in the survey to ensure adequate compensation and rehabilitation support. A torch rally was held in Imphal following a call by the Campaign for Just and Fair Delimitation demanding the conduct and updating of the National Registrar of Citizens before the census. Police placed barricades along the route to regulate the gathering. Longjam Ratan Kumar Organisation Secretary JFD said the NRC is needed to identify illegal immigrants in the state and alleged that both the state and the central governments have failed to act on the demand. It said it had organised various agitations including sit-ins, shutdowns and rallies. A sit-in was also held from August 10th to 16 at Wangang, Okekai. The campaign said it has submitted its demands to the Union Minister of State for Home Affairs and the government of Manipur.
JFD Manipur has been demanding updation of NRC before census starting from 2025 8 April, and we are demanding this genuine and legitimate demand. It is people's demands also. We are just heading this demand, and both state government as well as central government does not listen to our demand. Their response is quite irresponsible so far. So we are compelled to take up many forms of agitation, and it may be followed by more serious forms of agitation like total shutdown, general strike and Maira rally, and to storm into the residence of our people's representatives like MLA and ministers, because they are not listening to people's demand. It is legitimate demand because our demand is to detect all those illegal immigrants who are residing in the state of Manipur, and after detecting all these illegal immigrants, the process of census should be started. But the government, the two governments are trying to go ahead with census process without detecting these illegal immigrants.
And now here are some national stories. The government will soon constitute a high-powered committee on banking reforms to support the vision of Viksit Bharat, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said today. Speaking at the two-day public sector bank conclave in New Delhi, she said the committee will examine key issues and recommendations and chart the future course of banking reforms. The minister noted that Indian banks are in strong position with non-performing assets at their lowest ever levels. She expressed confidence that the committee's recommendation will help accelerate economic growth. The conclave brings together leaders of public sector banks and public financial institutions to discuss key priorities and emerging opportunities in the banking sector.
Bankings have seen the Viksit Bharat 2047 is actually not too far away. We are in 26. So less than or short of 20 years is what we have before us. There couldn't have been a better time to talk about banking for Viksit Bharat, especially for the grind that all of you all have gone through. Come out of it with all the recognition of difficulties and coming out towards the route of reform. Your NPAs are at the lowest ever Indian bankings have seen, and therefore there cannot be a better position of strength with which you can take on reforms. You're actually having these two-day confluence. The ideas are going to be from the field, from the executioners as it were. And once the committee, as I said, goes through all this and forms its view and recommendations, we'll be just ready to press the button or pedal to rev up the Indian economy.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah today said the government has dismantled the ISI-backed Shehzad Bhatti network ahead of Independence Day and foiled plans for subversive attacks by arresting more than 200 operatives. In a social media post, Shah said coordinated operations were conducted across 14 states, demonstrating India's zero-tolerance policy towards terrorism. Security forces also recovered IEDs, grenades, pistol, live cartridges and CCTV cameras allegedly used for espionage. The Home Ministry said the Pakistan-based network was linked to grenade, IED and petrol bomb attacks, targeted killings and reconnaissance of sensitive sites across India. BJP National President Nitin Nabin today announced the party's new team of national office bearers. The appointments include 13 national vice presidents with leaders such as Vasundhara Raje Scindia, Ram Madhav and Bai Jayanti Jai Panda. Union Minister Piyush Goyal has been appointed National Treasurer, while B.L. Santosh will continue as Organizational National General Secretary. 8 leaders, including Vinod Twade, Sunil Bansal, Smriti Irani and Biplab Kumar Deb, have been appointed National General Secretaries. The BJP also announced new heads for various morchas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the newly appointed office bearers and expressed confidence in their contribution to the party and public service. Moving on now to the international news. The death toll from last week's earthquake in eastern Indonesia has risen to 68, according to the country's disaster mitigation agency BNPB. More than 200 people have been injured, while the health ministry has deployed 2 field hospitals. Thousands have been evacuated and are staying in temporary shelters amidst fear of aftershocks. Officials said nearly 1,600 aftershocks have been recorded in East Nusa Tenggara, including a 5.6 magnitude quake on Monday. The disaster has cast a shadow over Indonesia's Independence Day celebration. And here are some sports news. The state-level Spandhan League football tournament in the senior category began in Tura today with an opening ceremony organised by the 144 Battalion BSF under the supervision of SHQ BSF Tura and guidance of FTR Headquarter BSF Meghalaya. The 4-day tournament aims to promote sportsmanship, teamwork, discipline, unity and youth engagement through football. Addressing the gathering, DIG SHQ Tura Lalit Mohan Sharma congratulated the organisers and urged the participating teams to compete with determination, discipline, fairness and goodwill. In the opening match, Simsagre United FC Williamnagar defeated Okrong Oktong FC Ampati 3-1. 8 teams from across Meghalaya are participating in the tournament, with the final scheduled to be played on August 20th. 4x4 explorers organized a 2-day off-road expedition from Tura to Imangre via Chokpot as part of Independence Day celebration. Around 25 vehicles and 40 participants took part, navigating challenging trails across Garo Hills. The club also felicitated Anish M. Sangma, first runners-up in the Gypsy category of the Indian National Rally Championship 2025. The expedition celebrated adventure, friendship and a deeper connection with nature under the motto Explore, Reconnect, Rekindle with Nature for the Love of Nature. And now here is the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. The minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius, the maximum temperature 29 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 90%. Moving on to Shillong, the minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius, the maximum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 92%, rainfall 2 millimeters. Meanwhile, in Jowai, the minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 91% with rainfall 3.3 millimeters. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jowai says moderate rain is likely to occur at many places. And before we close this news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma inaugurates ₹4 crore Pine Home Eco-Sustainable Project in Southwest Khasi Hills, highlights sustainable design and local innovation. Shillong Municipal Board relocates 86 hawkers from Laitumkra and Fire Brigade areas to designated vending spaces at Thankheti and Brightwell Bungalow. Restaurant at 4th Furlong temporarily closed after food safety inspection finds prima facie violations. Centre to constitute high-powered committee to banking reforms to support Viksit Bharat vision, says Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. And BJP announces new national office bearers with 13 vice presidents and 8 general secretaries. PM Modi congratulates new team. And that's a wrap of today's edition of the news. Thank you very much for joining us, and from all of us here, it's wishing you good night.
Altogether, 22 relief camps and relief distribution centers are currently operational across the state. Around 1,731 people are taking shelter in 14 relief camps.